Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 54 of my making 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on gratitude. So, yay, day 54. I know I'm a little bit late in making my video today. I just don't want to do anything today. I don't know if it's one of those weeks or just one of those days where I just want to give up. I just want to quit. I just don't want to try anymore. I'm just done. I just want to be done. I just want to sleep because I haven't been sleeping, and I was being triggered. I've been triggered a lot today. Um, Not that people in my life are trying to trigger me or trying to hurt me or things like that. It's just that it reminds me of the past, and emotions just come up. And I think I sometimes overreact to present situations based on past situations. Like I have the emotional reaction today because maybe it's safer today to have the emotional reaction than it was, 20 or 30 years ago, which is great. Yay, I could have an emotional reaction today, except that it's really not appropriate to the situation and it kept me from getting any sleep. And then I didn't want to deal with the emotions and the feelings because I was overreacting, and then I just didn't want to do anything because I was avoiding my emotions and my feelings, and I'm feeling like I am spiraling into this negative cycle again, which is frustrating. That stupid little reset negative button in my head. I wish I could just get rid of that, like just go in there and pry it out and make it disappear and have it not ever come back again, because I have been trying. I have been working very hard, and it's not that I've done anything perfectly, but I have made it to day 54 of YouTube videos. And I'm very emotional right now because I'm tired and dealing with a lot of emotional things. But I read a book years ago, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it was something someone else recommended to me, and it talked about backlash, like when you're making changes and doing things differently, that people respond differently to you, or they get upset because you're making changes in your life and they don't like that you're making changes because they're used to you being a certain way and they want you to act and respond a certain way, and they're frustrated because you're not acting and responding a certain way. And um, today I just feel like I was being mistreated or not being respected. And it was kind of a trigger of growing up. And I'm like, I deserve better. I want to be treated better. I want to be considered. I do matter. What I say and do matters. What I say matters to God. God cares about me. I need to care about myself. And I'm trying to do that. And I'm trying to take care of my responsibilities. And I have my own vision, and it's different from other people's visions. And I still feel like sometimes I feel like people are trying to put me into that little cookie cutter position, into that little square box that I've never fit into. And I have tried to cram myself into this little square box my entire life, and it doesn't work. Trying to be the normal person and pretending that I'm okay with not being normal, like normal is bad, or normal is a setting on a washing machine. Normal doesn't exist, average doesn't exist, but I'm the average person. I'm the normal. I'm all of those boring things. And that's what I've told myself my whole life. But I'm like, I'm not normal. I'm not boring. Maybe to some people I'm boring, but I don't know. I don't think I'm that boring anymore. And I don't know what's so horrible about me that other people seem to think they have to try to change me, or that they can't accept me the way that I am. And maybe that's not how they perceive me. Maybe that's how my perception of their perception of me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I know that I have a distorted perception, and I have not learned how to speak up for myself or to communicate very well. Um, wasn't given a lot of opportunity to do that. Repeated myself a lot of times, still repeat myself a lot of times, and don't feel like anyone's listening. And the other night I was at work and I was repeating something, a conversation I'd had in my head, and I'm like, it was perfectly fine what I said, but I just spin in my head, and I finally was like, wait, I don't need to spin in my head. It's in the past. I said it. It's done. It's over with. They were okay with it. I'm okay with it. Done. And it stopped. Like for the first time in my life, the little spinning stopped. But it didn't stay stopped. I mean, that one particular conversation did, but other things in my life like continue to spin in my head, and it's frustrating to me because I keep trying to figure out in my mind what I'm doing wrong, how to make other people happy, or trying to figure out why other people can't see the obvious. And I'm like, well, it's obvious to me, but I need to remember that I have to express it to other people, that it's not obvious to them, that there's miscommunications. And today I was frustrated, maybe still a little bit frustrated, because um, I was seeing things from a different perspective, which is probably a very good thing. And I should be very grateful to see it that way, to think that way. And I just didn't like that thinking. And not that I am anywhere comparable to God by any means, but I got thinking, how does God put up with us? How does He deal with us? How does He deal with me? And my constant complaining about things when He's given me the answers and told me what to do. And I get angry and frustrated because that's not how I see it. And it's like, but I did all of this work and I want it to be just like this. And He's just so gentle and loving and just like, okay, but the answer's over here. It's not over there. And I'm like, I know you did all that work. That's great, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You were supposed to do this over here. And I just get angry and frustrated because I don't want to start over and I don't want to do all the work. But, then I think of the Savior, and He was mocked His entire life, and He was crucified by His own people, and He went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and He said, if there's a way to remove this cup from me, remove it, please. But not my will, thy will be done. And He suffered anyway. So none of us gets to go through this life without some form of suffering. And change is not an easy process. And today I was frustrated because I see things a little differently, and I wanted things done a certain way. And so other people did not seem to see things the way that I was seeing them today. And I felt like they were getting mad at me for it. And I was given a different perspective to put myself in their shoes and what they were going through. And that obviously they're focused on themselves, just like I'm focused on myself, and they're not seeing how their interactions are affecting me, and maybe I'm not seeing how my interactions are affecting them. So I need to be more considerate, not only of myself, but of other people and how they feel. And I need to learn how to not take things personally, and I guess be more Christ-like and loving to other people. And even if things interrupt my sleep or my, what I want, things don't go the way that I want, it doesn't benefit me to have a tantrum and get upset about it or start a big, huge fight. There is nice ways to communicate and just be like, okay, well, this is, appreciate what you're doing, but this is what I want, and do a kindly redirect thing, which I was doing today with someone. And I don't know, I think it sort of worked, but at some point I was just like, okay, I'm too tired. I'm just going to let this go because it's just not worth it in the moment. And maybe we can talk another time when we're both, awake and sane and not ready to pull one another's hair out. Um, and obviously, I was just frustrated because it was interfering with my sleep and it wasn't working out the way that I wanted it to. And the other person was frustrated for other reasons that had nothing to do with me. So our frustration wasn't with each other. It was with the situation, I guess, or the other things that we were dealing with. And like most people, or maybe not most people, maybe just me and the people that I know, we take our frustrations out on other people that are completely innocent of the frustration itself. So I think I've been doing a lot of that. And I think a lot of my life, I actually take the frustrations out on myself. Like it's my fault that something isn't working out and I need to change who I am, or I need to change things or do things differently. And here I am struggling to figure out who I am and to do all these things better, to figure out who I am, to be myself, to speak up for myself, and then to feel like people are telling me that that's not good enough again. And so that's a trigger for me, is feeling like it's not good enough or that my way is not the right way. and feeling like I have to fight to be myself, to express myself. And I'm tired of fighting. I'm just tired of fighting. And I don't know if I'm fighting myself, if I'm fighting God, if I'm fighting other people, if I'm just overreacting because I wasn't heard and didn't learn how to do things as a child. And so I'm trying to figure it out as an adult. And it feels very uncomfortable and awkward and confusing. And I, you know, now I get why kids have tantrums all the time when things don't work out. And it's over the tiniest little things. But I wasn't allowed to have tantrums over tiny little things. So today I'm having tantrums over tiny little things that don't really matter. But it interfered with my sleep and I didn't sleep. And then when I could go back to sleep, I didn't go back to sleep because my head was spinning with all the things that I was supposed to be doing or with all of my frustration. So then I did what I always do. I just played games and watched TV and avoided my life, which didn't solve anything because it didn't get me sleep. So it didn't get me to work, so it can't pay the bills. It didn't get me sleep, so I'm still tired and rambling. And it didn't process any of the emotions because I didn't face them. I didn't deal with them. So, not very happy with my reactions today. And then, of course, I go to read my scriptures and I get the scripture of, Adam fell that men might be, and men are that they might have joy. And the reminder, reading in Job, that trials happen to everyone and that Job is no less perfect than his friends because he's ill or whatever. His ailments and the problems that he's having in his life are not a punishment for him. And it's not because he's done something less worthy than his friends or that he's done some evil thing like his friends are telling him that he's done. He's like, you wouldn't have this problem if you were righteous, if there wasn't something wrong with you. And he's telling them, no, I'm just as good as you are. I'm not a horrible person because I'm having a problem. God still loves me. God has every right to test me. This is just part of life. This is part of my trials. So, not that I am like Job or want that in my life, but I think God is trying to teach me some patience, trying to teach me compassion for myself and compassion for others, and to recognize that there are other reasons behind things and that everything is not a personal attack on me, and it's not because there's something wrong with me. I am not a horrible person. I do not have to fit in some little box. I do not have to think that I fit in some little box. And just because people do things I don't like doesn't mean they're doing it because they don't like me or because they're trying to hurt me. It's just because everyone lives in their own little world, myself included. And I see things from my point of view and they see things from theirs. And today God was showing me things from other people's points of views, which I didn't really want to see because I'm very stubborn and maybe a little prideful. And I realize this is just part of the process of changing and recognizing that I don't know everything. I already knew I didn't know everything, but just a nice little reminder that I don't know everything and that getting angry and yelling at people doesn't solve the problem, and that I can respond nicely to people even when I don't feel like being nice because I responded nicely to people. I just didn't respond nicely to myself afterwards, and I need to learn how to respond nicely to myself because I deserve to be treated nicely just as much as everyone else does. And I think sometimes I forget that and I take out my frustrations on myself because it wasn't safe to take them out on other people. And everyone gets frustrated. I'm allowed to be frustrated. I just need to find a nice little venue, which writing is a good venue for me. Daydreaming sometimes helps me. And going to work, actually, like cleaning, as much as I don't like cleaning, when I'm really angry and frustrated, cleaning is the thing that I do when I'm angry. Well, if you ever see me cleaning something, it's probably because I'm angry or because I'm desperate and I need something clean. Those are like the only two reasons I clean things. So it probably would have been better if I'd got up and gone to work because moving and getting that energy out of my system helps me to feel better. And sitting and wallowing in it or ignoring it is like pushing it down. It's like burying it. and it doesn't help me, and it doesn't make me feel any better. So today, instead of my usual bubbly gratitude self, you get my self-processing, my verbal processing that I would normally write in my journal, and the things that I am learning about myself and about others, and also about God, that He loves me, that He's created me in His image, that He has given me talents and blessings, and that He wants me to be happy, and He wants me to succeed, but that I will have trials in my life, and that this is part of the process, and it is not going to be easy, and it is going to be a lot of work, and I am going to have to fight for what I want, even when I'm tired. And I am tired, and I don't want to keep fighting, but then I can't stop the playing in the back of my mind that today is day 54 of doing YouTube videos, and I don't want to start over. I have made it this far, and I am not going to give up on myself. I have not done this perfectly. I've done it very messily, and I still don't have little thumbnails or whatever for YouTube videos, and I don't have a lot of followers or people, which is probably a good thing because I would probably freak out way too much about that. And I'm probably not going to go to work tonight. I probably need to because I need to make money to pay the bills, but I'm also very tired and emotional, and I don't think it's a good idea to go around people and try to do service for other people when I want to kill somebody. I don't really want to kill somebody, but I like that imagery. Had my counseling this morning and did some trauma work too, which I haven't done in a long time. And the imagery of fighting and fencing, and those are things that I use to get anger and frustration and fight reactions out of my system. So I imagine not nice things in my head, which is why I'm a writer. I can write that. I think I saw a shirt on Facebook one time that said, I'm a writer because killing is not legal or something like that. So yes, I can make it up, but I can't actually follow through with it. I wouldn't actually want to follow through with it. I wouldn't actually want to hurt other people. I don't like seeing people suffer the way that I've suffered. I want to help other people. I want to prevent other people from having to go through the same pain and heartache that I've been through. And if they're going through what I'm going through, or that I've been through, I want to be able to be there to, be a shoulder to cry on, because others have been a shoulder to cry on for me. And I want to pass on what I've been given, and I want to pass on what I have learned. And I want everyone out there to know that God loves you, that He's there for you, that He cares for you. And sometimes it doesn't look like that because we're looking in the wrong direction. Because sometimes all we see is the hurt and the pain and the trial that we're going through. And we forget to see the blessings and the gifts and the talents. And we forget to see that all this struggling is building muscles. It's making us stronger. It's shaping us into better people. Or at least that's the idea. That's the direction we choose to go. It's meant to make us better, to make us stronger, to give us more compassion and love, to help other people that will have to go through similar trials, to share what we're going through, to lift other people, to share our testimonies, to share our knowledge, to share our strength, to share our pain, because once again, we're not supposed to go through this alone. So I just need to remember to pick up the phone and call someone when I'm having a bad day and struggling, and when I feel like triggered. And I have a list of people I can call that I can talk to. I forget. I'm very stubborn, and my old default setting is to bury everything, to not face it, to not feel it, to just pretend it's not there, and then it'll just magically go away, and I can go on with my life, and everything will be okay. The only problem is it doesn't just magically go away. I have to work through it, or it keeps randomly popping back up and interfering with my life and my sleep and my taking care of myself and my focus. It distracts me from the good things in my life. It distracts me from the things that I want to be doing, that I need to be doing. It distracts me from working and paying my bills. It distracts me from eating, from sleeping, from writing, from doing things that I enjoy doing. It it keeps me isolated and alone, and it's a very depressing cycle. Um, but that is what depression is. It's a very depressing cycle, and it creeps up, pops up out of nowhere, and everything in life can be going perfectly well, and I still feel perfectly miserable. It's a terrible thing. It really is. But I have to learn how to accept that, and then I have to be willing to face those feelings. And sometimes I have no idea where they're coming from or why they're there, why I feel that way. Sometimes I just wake up that way and I'm just like, dang it, I was having a good day before I went to bed. Why did I go to bed? And then but I know that I'm okay. I know that it will get better. I know that there's things that I can do when I'm ready. And I have to be grateful for these videos, because if it weren't for wanting to make this video, even if it is kind of late at night to be making it, if it wasn't for wanting to make this video, I wouldn't have got myself to read my scriptures and meditationals and do some writing and praying. I would have just done my old habit of playing games and watching TV, which I did most of today anyway. So I feel like I kind of wasted my day, but maybe I just needed a break because I've been working really hard, and maybe I just need to be a little more gentle with myself and trust that things will work out okay. And maybe if I can get some sleep, I will actually feel better and be less emotional, and I can get more done because I will maybe have a little more energy. So maybe that's another way to look at this today as well, and to find something to focus on that I'm grateful for. And if nothing else, this got me to read my scriptures and meditationals, to remember to see myself the way that God sees me, and that He loves me, that He created me in His image, that He wants me to succeed and to be happy. And I'm grateful for all of those things, and grateful to be reminded that I'm not alone, and grateful to be reminded of my purpose in doing these videos, to share what I'm learning with other people, to hopefully help you feel like you're not alone, and that there is a hope, and there is a way out, and there is a way up. We just have to change our focus, look in a different direction, because maybe the direction we're going isn't right. Or we have to remember that there is a purpose behind what we're doing, and maybe it's just to build strength to help us through whatever this is, building spiritual muscles, emotional muscles, and that we have to keep fighting even when we're tired, because we're fighting for a good cause and because we're worth it. And today I'm fighting to get through my 100 days of videos, because I am worth it, because I do not want to give up on myself, because I do not have to be like everyone else. I do not have to fit in a little box. I can do things my own way. I can speak up for myself, and I can ask for what I want and for what I need, and I can learn how to communicate, and I can be understanding of other people and their situations, and I can try to be nice about the situation instead of making things worse by getting defensive. So I can respond differently. I did respond differently today. I'm still not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of a conflict for me, feeling like I responded differently and in a nice way, but then wondering if I was giving up who I was and doing that. And then I think, no, I wasn't, because I still asked for what I wanted or said what I needed, but I was nice to the other person. I didn't get defensive in response to how I was being treated. And then I realized or recognized that they were struggling with something else that had nothing to do with me. So I'm still struggling to not take that personally because I didn't appreciate it. But I know it wasn't meant as an attack on me. So I am grateful for that. And I am grateful that I can see that there's other ways to deal with things. I am not perfect at dealing with things in other ways. I am still learning, but I am grateful that I can still learn. I am grateful that I can change, and I am grateful that I can see that there is another way of dealing with things besides my old default settings. And I'm grateful to know that it's okay to be gentle with myself, and it's okay to maybe take a day off of everything else if I need to take care of myself. Something I learned in 12-step program is what they call HALT: hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And those are like 4 basic things. And if you're really struggling with something, stop and think, are all of those things being met? Am I hungry? The answer is yes, get something to eat. Am I angry? If I'm angry, why am I angry? What am I angry about? Who am I angry at? What can I do to vent or dissipate my anger? Do I need to clean something? Do I need to call a friend? Do I need to punch a pillow? Do I need to exercise? Do I need to journal? What do I need to do to let go of that? Do I need to confront someone? Can I find a nice way to do it so that it's not like an attack? But, hungry, angry, lonely. Am I lonely? Am I sad? Am I wishing that there was someone else around me? Can I pick up a phone? Can I call someone? Can I go to someone's house? Can I go do something for myself so I don't feel alone? Am I tired? Am I so tired I can't keep my eyes open? I can't think straight. My brain is like going crazy. Then I need to just go to sleep. I need to take a nap. I need to stop trying to force myself to function, because I don't function when I'm tired. And then I try to make myself function, and then I just can't think clearly. And that's, when I make way more mistakes and I do really stupid things. And that is when my default settings kick in, because I am not aware of what's going on because I am too tired to pay attention. So I think right now, tired is the one that is kicking in, angry and tired. And I think I'm dealing with the anger a little bit, venting in my video. I apologize for that. And I'm very tired. So I think I just need to let myself go to sleep and not worry about working or other things tonight, because it will be there tomorrow. And I think I'm just afraid that I've said that way too many times and I've just not done it tomorrow. But if I look back over the last 54 days, even the last week, I have done quite a few things, even when I've been tired, because I wanted to do them, because I'm passionate about them, because I'm excited about them, or because I'm desperate. I need to work to pay the bills or things like that. But I also know we're not meant to run faster than we're able, and that running myself into the ground isn't going to do me any good. I need to find a balance, and I've never been good at finding a balance. So that is something I need to work on doing, is finding a balance. But that is where I'm at right now, and I'm very tired, and I just want to write in my journal and go back to bed. And I might just do that. But I am grateful that I still managed to get myself to make this video, and I'm grateful for the people that are watching and being supportive of me. And if you like, you can hit like, subscribe, you can share if you think this will help someone else, to buoy them up or help them see that they're not alone, and to be reminded that God loves them too. Whatever it is you want to do, and I hope you have a day full of gratitude.